Hello, Combat here, and welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. It's that time of the week again when we're going to be looking at top deck. Sorry about that. Top 10 decks of the week. So we're going to start off with. We're going to do it a little different this week. We're going to look at the two new cards. We're going to show 5 top decks of each of the cards: Hope, Summers, and Pixie. These decks are all decks of hit infinite, so I'm keeping like the infinite top decks type stuff, but I'm going to show you 5 decks for each of them because, you know, one week a month we get 2 cards, so to break up like the top meta decks, like we're just going to put top 5 of each of these in. To be fair, a lot of these decks are probably considered top of the meta decks, so there's a lot of these decks that would have been in there, a couple of them wouldn't have been, but yeah, so we're just going to do it like this. That's enough rambling for me. So we're going to start with Hope Summers deck. She's a new season pass card, whatever you want to call it. In case you don't know, she's a free 4. After you play a card there, you get 1 energy next turn. She's incredible. One of the better season pass cards for a while. Maybe since Loki? Maybe? I can't remember which order Loki and Miss Marvel came in. So, yeah, since about then. Anyways, let's get into the deck. So the first deck is just going to be the Hope Move deck. You've probably seen this everywhere. This is the deck that a lot of people kind of hover towards on day one for Hope Summers, and this is a deck I've probably seen the most people say they got day one infinite with, or at least played this during their climb, right? Because it just kind of made sense. You've got ways to dip in, dip out, and I believe this type of deck is the reason we still haven't had the Elsa buff that we've been promised for like, what, 2 months now? Because if Elsa was strong here, oof, if this was old Elsa with this type of deck, this would be like proper top deck. Because it would be actually crazy how easy you could get into lanes and buff everything up and stuff. So yeah, there's that deck. Next up, we've got a High Evo deck. Like Hope, I feel like Hope and Pixie work really well into High Evo, which is kind of a little annoying because, you know, not everyone wants to be facing High Evo all the time, right? But Hope works really well in here because the deck that takes advantage of floating energy, right? So obviously if you play Hope and then you play Cyclops in there, Hope that next lane, right, you're already floating 1 energy, and then you've got 6 energy for the next turn that you could skip on turn 5, and then you could play the She-Hulk, right, without having to go for turn 7 play. That's why there's no magic in here. You could do that to get the like Infinite She-Hulk down, and if you've got Sunspot and Cyclops down or Misty down, you get the benefit, right? So you get the idea behind that. And you could also go Hope Wasp, which means you're already on 5 energy on turn 6, so that you could play the Leech on that turn if you wanted. 5 energy on turn 4, so you could play Leech on 4 if you wanted to. Then you could skip into She-Hulk Infinite, right? So there's plenty of plays. It's really solid, fits in there really well, too well. Next up, we have the Thanos list. This is why I didn't want to do like a normal top 10 meta deck this week, because there was a lot of like Hela, there's a Hela deck coming up, there's Thanos stuff. There's a lot of the same decks in here still, but so I figured this would change it up a little bit. At least that was my plan anyways, but you know, the same type of decks, right? This is a problem with the meta right now. We got so many cards that were so good in Thanos, and it's just a problem that it's kind of hard not for Thanos to be up at the top of the meta right now, because it just works. Like, right, look at the cards here that have been new, right? Scar, Blob, Cull. Now we've got Hope in here. It's like, what, 4 cards that have been out in the last 2 months? It's already in here, and that's not to say that the other cards that could go in here, like the one that protects your 6 drops and stuff like that, right? So it's crazy. Next up, we have Hela. Like I said, Hela was coming up here. Hope is just a way to cheat out some energy, right? You get Hope down, you can float a little bit of energy, play your Hela early maybe. You know, you got stuff like that. Yeah, it's just extra energy when you've got 5, 6 drops in your deck. Can't go wrong with that, right? You can. You can float a load of energy and then maybe save your Blade to play with Blade Hela, or if you floated enough energy, I guess well, you could go 3, 4, 5. You got Sunspot need to make the most of the energy. You just abuse energy and you play a Hella. And last up is the deck I hit Infinite with. Kind of like a mid-rangey move type stuff. I didn't go full move. I didn't have the Elsa package or the Kitty stuff, which makes it good. This was just all about tempo. This was like a tempo deck that I just used to get Infinite. If you want to see the video, it's on my channel. I got like over 70% win rate with it. It did fantastic when I got Infinite with it. But yeah, you just gotta play for tempo. You abuse Hope and you hit a Doom into Alioth or Alioth into Doom if you wanted to, and stuff like that. It's just a little wild, a little toxic, because, you know, people hate Alioth. Obviously, Negasonic in there. This is amazing. And that's it for the Hope decks. She's fantastic. If you haven't got the Battle Pass, I'd say get it. I always say get the Battle Pass anyways, because it's just great value. And let's get on to Pixie. If you don't know about Pixie, let me have a quick look at Pixie. Here she is. She's a 2-1, new Series 5 card this week. On reveal, shuffle the cost of all your cards in your deck at the start of the deck. Honestly, she's fun. Is she super strong? No, because she's not consistent. Like, they can shuffle the same costs, which is a little bit annoying, right? You could end up just not doing anything. Your deck could end up just being the same cost. You could end up just drawing bad. It's a little annoying, but if it was consistent and reliable, it would be insane, right? If she couldn't switch with the same cost cards, it would be crazy how strong this card would be. So the fact that she can change with the same costs, and that makes it a decent enough card that it's not broken. So here we go. It's a bit of like a lockdown high evo start type stuff. It's also got Hope in there because, you know, Hope was good. So this was just kind of it's kind of like high evo hybrid type stuff. You got Professor X in here because, you know, this deck is, the thing is, if you don't have your wands on like 1 or 2, right, Pixie's just great. If you don't draw these wands, Pixie's just great for swapping them around, right? You get like a 1-cost Hulk, a 1-cost She-Hulk, 1-cost Alioth, Professor X, stuff like that. So it's kind of great. Next up, we have like a Hitmonkey type deck. This is a very interesting deck, right? The idea is, like, normally you'd have bounce stuff in here, right? So it's a little awkward not having any bounce stuff in this list. But because we don't have that, we have Mobius to deal with other people playing Pixie and other people cheating out, like energy type stuff. And you got Iron Man and Valkyrie in here. So we got 2 5s in here, a load of cheap cost cards, and obviously Mobius. If you get Mobius down with Pixie, like your Iron Man could become a 0 cost, and your Wasp would change. Let's say your Wasp change to a 5 cost. With Mobius down, it's still 0 cost when you draw it, so it takes away the negative effects, which is great. And obviously, if you got a 0 cost Iron Man, you know, woof, baby. And then you got Big Hit Monkey, Valkyrie, and Iron Man to win it with Bishop, of course. Very fun deck. Next up, this is kind of a Moon Girl deck, right? You've got your cheap ones again because you're like, yeah, actually has Hope as well. Noticing a lot of these Pixie decks kind of have Hope. It kind of shows how strong Hope is, right? That she's kind of just slotting in every deck right now. I've seen people say that maybe she's bad for the game because she just slots everywhere, but honestly, I don't feel like I've put Hope in a deck and I thought, damn, I am unbeatable because I've got Hope down on turn 3. I feel like it gives mid-range decks what they need to compete with like the Thanos and the Hela type stuff to help them get on the board, to help them get ahead so that you can contest stuff. I don't feel like she's insanely busted that shouldn't be here. Anyways, so this idea is you get Hope down, you Pixie. If you get a good Pixie, you can Moon Girl. Like Moon Girl in 2 1-cost Magnetos would be insane, right? She-Hulk is fantastic with Hope and Pixie because if you just reduce her cost a little bit, it's very easy to get her down for free, right? And then obviously you've got Goose that you can put in different lanes, so it's fantastic. And again, you had Mobius in there to stop the bad draws. Next up with the Galactus, I am actually going to play some of this today, probably, maybe. I might do a video on this because I actually like the idea of Galactus. Again, hoping here with Pixie, which is okay. So the idea is you can ramp with Hope, or you can just cheat out a cheap Galactus, right? With Pixie, that's why you've got Yellow Jacket in here. Like, if you high rolled enough, right, you got Pixie. So you got Pixie down and it swapped Hobgoblin with Yellow Jacket, and you had Hope down or something. You could go Hobgoblin Galactus, right? That's very hard for someone to stop that, and then you've got Alive to beat it on the end, and you've got Professor X stuff as well. And let's get to the last deck, which is the 4 list. I did a video on this yesterday as well. I can't remember who I've seen this from, but this isn't my list. It was someone that shared it and did very well on it. Climb to Infinite very well. And it's just fantastic, and it has a bit of everything, right? It has the 4s, it has Black Panther, it has the Zola and the Odins, and obviously Pixie and the 2-0 cost cards to get some good stuff, and Mobius to stop the bad draws. Anyways, that's it. I've rambled on for long enough here. Let me know in the comments how you're enjoying the season and what decks you're playing with Pixie or Hope, how you feel about those cards, and I will catch you tomorrow for another video. Peace.